So whatever you're doing, I want you to pause the video and find something pleasant to experience. It could be just tasting something that gives you pleasure, looking out the window at a pleasant scene, a pleasant sound, a pleasant aroma that you have, a pleasant touch that you experience. Just something in your vicinity that will give you some pleasure. So pause the video seriously, have the pleasant experience, and come back to the video. All right, so I'm trusting that you paused the video, and I want to talk about the role of pleasure in living with tinnitus. And this is a continuation of the training that I'm doing with Vidyamala Burch's Breathworks organization. And this session is on pleasure. Now, pleasure is not a word we generally think of when we think about our tinnitus. But as with working with chronic pain, the wise use of pleasure is essential to living well with both conditions. Vidyamala Burch gives us an example about illustrating what pain can do to our body, and it seems pretty similar with respect to tinnitus, and I've done this before. So make a fist and hold it very tight, and you're going to notice that you're probably not breathing, or breathing much more shallowly than you otherwise would be. This is what happens when we tense our body against pain or against tinnitus. And what we need to do is breathe and untense the body. In a relaxed body, it's going to be in a better condition to work with the tinnitus or the pain. So this is one of the two conditions that Vidyamala describes, which is blocking. We block our pain or we block our tinnitus, attempt to shield ourselves from it. And the recommendation there, and this is what the previous video was about accepting, turning towards the tinnitus or the pain and embracing it, turning toward it compassionately. So that's blocking. And the other side of the coin, if you will, is called drowning. And that's being overwhelmed by the tinnitus or the pain, where we're to the point of simply shutting down. And in an interview she did, Vidyamala describes what drowning is like. So she says, actually about drowning, I still think drowning is a manifestation of resistance, because you're just not with your experience in a kind of honest and true way. So both blocking and drowning are expressions of an unwillingness to be just with one's experience in the moment, just an alive human being who happens to have pain in the moment, or we should say tinnitus. Because if you're just with your experience in an honest and true way, if I'm with my experience right now in an honest and true way, yes, I have got the pain that I described to you earlier. Because I'm not either blocking or drowning, I can also have perspective, which means I can also notice the pleasant things in the moment. And the pleasant things are the moment that I can describe to you are, there's a kind of pleasant feeling around my heart, which is just the pleasure of talking to you. There's a sense of tremendous kind of engagement and interest about having this conversation. You know, just sort of being in communication with another human being in a genuine and real way. So that's very pleasurable. There's a light in the other room which has a very lovely kind of glowing color. I've got warm feet, that's pleasant. So you see what I'm saying? When you're neither blocking nor drowning, then you can open to the tremendous kind of breath of your present moment experience that will include the pain, but will also include the pleasant things. So this seeking out the pleasant on a regular basis is essential to living with tinnitus. I'm reminded of an exercise from dialectical behavior therapy, and I'll put a link to this in the notes, where they give a pleasant events list of some 225 pleasant things to do. And this is given because we generally don't thing to actively engage in pleasure. So this is everything from working on my car, relaxing, going to a movie, jogging, walking, playing a sport, going to a party, thinking I'm an okay person, organizing tools, doing needlepoint, singing, listening to music, planning parties, cooking, dancing, cleaning, doing woodworking, debating, buying gifts, shopping, completing a task, splurging, going to a library, playing in the sand, stream, the grass, social networking, soaking in the bathtub, just, a whole list of things that we're tasked to do to allow our body to experience pleasure. And when we can be feeling besieged with tinnitus, this need to bring pleasure forth is essential. I'm reminded of Norman Cousins, who, as a journalist in the 70s, developed this horrible degenerative disease and was given 1 in 500 chance of recovering. And one of the things he did was to watch funny movies, watch funny TV shows, give his body pleasure. And he became cured. He wrote about this in a very famous book called Anatomy of an Illness. So this working with pleasure on a regular basis is an important part of living with tinnitus. And so what I'm going to do here is read what is the treasure of pleasure meditation for this session. So this is a meditation to allow us to focus on the pleasant in our experience of meditation, to focus on subtle, simple pleasures while we're sitting, and to bring this same attitude out into our everyday life. So I'm just going to read, this is from Vidyamala Burch's Breathworks, The Treasure of Pleasure Meditation. So settle in for a little meditation here. This meditation will help you connect with the pleasant aspects of daily life. Establish a comfortable posture in the usual way, either sitting, lying, or in any other posture that suits you. Gently settle, allowing your body to be drawn towards the chair, the floor, or the bed by the gravity within which you're resting. Feeling your body resting towards the floor over and over again. And as you rest with gravity, very gradually allowing your awareness to gather around the movements and sensations of the breath and the whole body. Allow your whole body to be rocked and cradled by the breath as it expands on the in-breath and collapses on the out-breath. Make sure you're open to all of your experience mentally, emotionally, and physically, checking in particular for resistance. Are there aspects of your experience you're pushing away or fighting against? If so, then notice this with acceptance and kindliness, and then very gradually include these elements within your experience with a broad and open quality, letting everything be rocked and cradled by a kindly, gentle breath. And now, being awake to all of our experience with this gentle, inclusive, receptive awareness, begin to pay attention in particular to anything pleasant or enjoyable, keeping your focus grounded in the body and the senses. What do you discover? Maybe you notice something like your hands are soft and that this is pleasant. Maybe your belly is soft and this is pleasant. Maybe your face is soft and this is pleasant. Bring a gentle, kindly curiosity to your awareness as you learn to pay attention to subtle and quiet experiences, as well as strong ones. You may think there's nothing pleasant in your experience at first, but as you look deeper into your awareness and become attuned to your direct experience, you may discover that there are more pleasant dimensions than you previously realized. Maybe there's even a pleasant sense of relief as you learn to live with whatever you experience with kindness and acceptance, rather than longing for your experience to be different. Your experience is what it is in each moment, and it can be a relief to soften into this, not struggle against it, being locked in a battle with life. And what about sounds? Maybe there is a pleasant or enjoyable side in sound, inside or outside the room. Maybe you're in a place that is pleasant sounds. Let any sounds come towards you and include them in your present moment experience. If you're noticing pleasant sounds, take care that your awareness doesn't fly out towards the sound, but rather allow the sounds to arrive in your hearing sense, in your body. And what about sights? Is there anything pleasant or interesting for you to look at or admire in your vicinity? Perhaps a view of nature, or an artwork hanging on the wall, or simply a beautiful pattern in the carpet. Are there pleasant smells or aromas in your vicinity? If you're noticing pleasant sights or smells, again, take care that your awareness doesn't fly out towards this sight or smell, but rather allow them to be in your body. If nothing pleasant is available in your immediate experience, perhaps you can call to mind the image of a pleasant experience or the memory of a beautiful place. Spend some time resting in a broad and open awareness, allowing anything pleasant to reside and fall, enjoying it, appreciating it, resting within it while staying open to its fluid, changing nature. And if it's difficult to find anything pleasant, there's no need to worry or judge yourself. Just see if you can cultivate a kind, accepting awareness towards whatever your experience is. And remember, we're learning how to seek out subtle experiences in this meditation practice, rather than noticing only loud or dominant experiences. The pleasant experiences you've become attuned to may even seem rather ordinary, such as an absence of hunger or a tingling somewhere in the body. But it's important to recognize these, to appreciate and enjoy them. What's happening now? Are you still finding pleasant dimensions of the moment to rest upon? If your mind is wandering, remember that is normal. This is what minds do. But each moment you become aware that you've wandered is a moment of being awake, a magic moment. Cherish these moments of waking up from wandering when they occur, and then gently re-engage with the practice of seeking out the treasure of pleasure. Now gently broaden your awareness to include the weight of the body, the shape of the body, the breath, the body, sounds and smells. Gradually begin to move the body a little and open the eyes. See if you can take this appreciative awareness of the pleasant, even beautiful, with you as you gently re-engage with your daily activities. And be careful to take time over the transition from meditation to activity, perhaps sitting quietly for a few more moments, absorbing your experience. So I hope you found this useful and productive, and that it's helpful in your work with tinnitus. Take care.